In this session, we are going to talk about new selector, that is querySelector. To understand about querySelector, first we should understand what are CSS selectors. Let me just come here. Below this body, I will just write here CSS selectors. And inside this, I will be creating one div. And for this div, I will just give the class as demo div. Demo div. Inside this, I will just create one paragraph, and for this paragraph, I am just going to give ID as data. Inside this, I will write I am selector. Save this. Now here if you see, I am having this result, I am selector. Now in the same way, I am just going to create same thing, copy, paste. I will copy this paragraph, and inside this, below this, I am just going to paste. And for this paragraph, I will just remove this ID. I will save this. Now CSS selectors are nothing but this one. Okay, this ID is selector, this class is selector. To style ID, we will be using hash, and inside this, we will give the class name as data. And let me just change the color. Color I will give red. I will save this. Now you can see here, both the ID where I am having this data, that is colored. But we have already seen ID will be unique. Okay, we cannot style like this. Okay, this will be wrong way. We cannot do like this. This will be wrong. And for class, I will just copy this demo div. And inside this, I'm just going to give, let me just write here dot. For classes, we use dot. And here I will give background color. Background color yellow. I will give here D, save. Now you can see I have two div containers with the class demo div, and both the div containers are colored. And here I am having this background color. So for ID, we will use hash, and for class, we will use dot. ID, whenever we are using ID in our project, we should be giving the unique value for every ID. But here I have done wrong. So I will just remove this one. We should not be using like this. Now for this div, I will just give here demo ID, which will be my ID. ID is equal to demo ID. Now inside this, first I am just going to select my ID, hash, demo ID. I will give one space, and inside this, I am just going to give the class as demo div, dot demo div. You can see now I am having demo div for two div containers. This is the ID which is present only for this div. I will give one space here. Space. Now what I have done, I have given this demo ID. This will be my ID, and demo class are present for both. For this one as well as for this one. Inside this, if I give any styling, let us see what happens. I will just give the color. Color I will change it green. I will save this. Now you can see it is not going to work because I have given the ID, this one, but here I have given one space and I have given demo div. This demo div is also at the same level, but if I am having demo div for the children, that time it will be working. Now I'll just comment this one. And instead of giving the class here, I will copy, cut from here, and here I'm just going to paste. Before that, let me just remove the stylings. Save. Now you can see I will be getting the color as green. So inside this demo ID, if I am having this class, and here if we just style like this, I will be getting the result. But here if I do not give any space, I will save this. Now you can see again I won't be getting any result. So let me just Uncomment this one. Now for both I have to style this. So we will just separate by comma. Save this. Now both the colors will be changed. So these are called as CSS selectors. For ID we will use hash and for class we will use dot. If you are aware of jQuery, in that we will be using $sign so that browser will understand the code is written in jQuery. So this is how we write. Let me just show you dollar, and inside this we will be passing the CSS selectors. Only to make browser understand the code is written in jQuery, we will be writing $symbol. But now when we are using DOM, you don't have to worry about jQuery. But now we can use these selectors using pure JavaScript. Inside this jQuery, we should be writing like this. Again, I have to select my ID demo. Okay, like this we have to write. Here instead of dollar, we should mention hash for ID. Okay, in jQuery we will be writing like this, but now we are going to use pure JavaScript and we are going to use this query selector to select the elements. These methods are also provided by DOM API so that JavaScript can access HTML elements. Now here below this, I will be writing one comment. I will just write here query selector, and inside this I'm just going to create one variable element query is equal to, for this also we should be writing document object dot query selector. Inside this I'm just going to give the ID. Let me just come here. For our query selector, we have given the ID as query. I will copy this and here I'm just going to paste my ID. Now if you see, I will be getting this error. So we have to wrap inside single quotes or double quotes. That's it. Now here I will write log and I just want to display this element query. Save this. I will open inspect. I will come to console. Now you can see I got that ID. This HTML collection is for this one. Previously we have seen this code. So let me just comment it out. That was for get elements by tag name. For query selector, you can see what it is returning. Now you will be able to understand what these selectors are returning. It is returning element node. For get element by ID and query selector, it is returning element node. Get elements by class name and get elements by tag name was returning HTML collection. And this can also be used only for single item. We just have to pass like this. Now for this also same process we can do. Element query dot style dot color. I can just give here green. Save this. Now if I just minimize this, you can see below this ID will also be in green color. So this is how we are going to use query selector. If we are having IDs and classes, instead of using get element by ID or get elements by class name, we can use this query selector and we can get the result. Okay, next we are going to understand about last selector, that is query selector all.